Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a reading on what I have been noticing in the news, which is a comet called Atlas that is currently wandering around. I say wandering around, it's not actually really wandering around. It's currently, as we speak, as I record this, on course past between Lynx and Camelopardalis, on its way through to Perseus, through Pleiades, and between Aries and Taurus, where around the 23rd of May it should be closest to the Earth. Now, is there a likeliness that we may see anything visually from Earth? Apparently not, because apparently it started disintegrating, but this hasn't really been gaining any traction on the news. I mean, obviously, I think we all know why, because there's just all this other stuff that's been reported. So I was kind of like, this piques my interest. I kind of want to see what this is about a little bit. Now, this is actually supposed to pass. Can you hear those birds? This is actually supposed to close past the Earth on the 23rd of May. That's the closest point it will reach Earth, okay? Now, it's piqued my interest because obviously in Greek mythology, Atlas was a titan condemned to hold up the celestial heavens for eternity. It's like this is the titan of endurance, strength, and astronomy. Now, we all know when we kind of look at ourselves and what we've got in our lives, the current external situation we've got going on is causing a lot of internal changes. And as we know, as above, so below, as within, so without. So what that is in reference to is whatever is in our environment does tend to affect us. And so I'm thinking, well, how is this going to affect us? Is it going to affect us at all? They're saying yes, and they actually asked me to record this video. Now, this has been on my list to do for a long time. I'm slowly going down my to-do list. I don't have enough hours in the day. I don't know how people are bored. I don't know how people are bored. If anyone's bored and you want to volunteer to help me, brilliant. Like, actually, I don't even know what I would give you, because it's not like I can sort of plug you into my brain. Maybe you know, you've got other things that you'll be able to suggest. I don't know. I don't know why I offered that, actually. There's obviously maybe someone's thinking that they want volunteer work. I don't know. But this is the thing. Our Atlas is the oldest known representation of the celestial sphere. Now, obviously, unless you're a flat earther, which hopefully we've dispelled that myth a long time ago, but obviously if you still believe that, then I don't know how to explain this next part to you without being disrespectful. Yeah, it's don't forget, Atlas was the consort of Atlas was Pleione. We've just had the seven sisters, which were the daughters of Pleione and Atlas. So when you're kind of hearing about that, and then you're hearing the daddy is on his way, because obviously don't forget, with the seven sisters we had on the 3rd of April, which aligned with Venus, that's one thing, because that happens every 8 years, the last time being 2012. But obviously now you've got the granddaddy Atlas on his way. Is there a greater meaning behind that? Yes. For like granddaddy Atlas or daddy Atlas, that sounds a bit weird the way I'm saying that now, but I feel like this has a message. So let's try and tap into that and see if we can figure out what we need to know, and hopefully it will help you guys. Let's see. Let's see, what is the message that Atlas has here, the comet? What is the message here? What is this about? It says, cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. It's this is a ripple effect. This is a ripple effect, because usually you would have the daddy first coming, then the daughters, but that hasn't happened. The daughters have come first, and I feel, I'll be really honest with you, I feel like what's happening here is that this is like waves of this, like reminders of, to try and wake people up as to why they were here. And it's like that Atlas is now on his way. Don't forget, strength and endurance is what Atlas brings. as well as alchemy of life. And alchemy is essentially a transmutation of the negative and positive, and making it into something else, you know, or fusing together elements to make something else. Let's see what else we can... They want me to use the Queen of the Moon here. Let me just leave that card there. And then let me go to the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Which one? Nature's Whispers or Queen of the Moon? Right, they've changed their mind. Which one, guys? They're saying both. Okay, well that's helpful. Right, let's pick a Queen of the Moon Oracle. Thank you to Kate for these decks. They are stunning. Okay, so what can you tell us, please, about Atlas? What is it we need to know about Atlas, please? What do we need to know about Atlas, please? What's something that we need to know about this, please, Spirit? What is the situation here with Atlas? Because obviously at that point, Atlas... See, I'm going to be honest with you. At that point, we're actually in Gemini season at that point, and the North Node is in Gemini. This is about balance. This is coming to give us balance. I feel like it's going to bring people together. Can you see there's fog around her head here? It's like she's being shielded. And then that looks like Jupiter she's holding, but I feel like it's the moon. Waning Gibberish balance. This is also autumn time. There's something about a harvest here. Yeah, look. And look, this is fruition. Harvest moon. Fruition. So, the harvest moon is September. Something is going to be coming from this in September as well. There's a bounty, but it's like there's more than just one element to this. It's like, let me trace along this energy. Atlas is coming to fill a hole. It serves as a reminder to... Now, I don't know why, but I feel like it's like something's just gone dark in my peripheral vision here. Something's just gone dark in my peripheral vision. Let's see what other cards we can get here. Right, what is going on with Atlas, please, Spirit? What is going on with Atlas? What is it we need to know? What is going on with Atlas? What is Atlas coming to bring us, please? What is the Comet Atlas? Yeah, I feel like we're going to have extreme weather. We're going to have extreme weather. It's coming to balance the weather out. I feel like the weather's been getting a bit weird. Now, maybe you already... And it's like that we're just... The way this is moving is going to... I feel like we might be moved after this. Now, I don't feel like it's going to touch us. I feel like it's a shift. It's like... It feels like a shift to me. This just feels like a shift. What can you tell us about the... Wow. Wow. Renewal of peace. And there's a little baby in the autumn that's basically sleeping. And it's a little fairy baby. So hang on, autumn, September. So where are we? April, May, June, July, August, September. So that's 5 months away. So it'll be June, July, August. There's something. Let me look into this because there's something that this keeps referencing September. One sec. Okay, so it actually goes into retrograde on the 26th of April 2020. It's actually after the moon passes it that it goes into direct. Now, as far as I know, I would have to look at when the last time it went direct. It went into direct because I think it's always been in retrograde as far as we know. So when you're looking at the symbology of this, because essentially our planets are a reflection of us, if we are honest. Obviously the moon is responsible for the tides, and obviously we're made of 70% water, so obviously that logic is applied there, isn't it? There's something about the harvest here. It's going to change the weather. This whole thing is going to totally change the weather. Now, because of that, I feel like it's going to be very it's like there's benefits to it, but there's also a downside. It's like there's probably a heightened there's probably a bounty in it for everyone. Like there's probably a lot to go around, but I don't know if the weather's gonna, after the September time, is gonna be helpful or not, because it just feels like this is another serving as another reminder of balance. Because again, it's like, and as we all know, yeah, this is about our will and our focus. It's about strength and determination. This is like trying to prepare us for that. Now can you see she's observing this? She is the universe, and she is observing and overseeing. And actually, if you can see her mouth, she's manifesting here. She's like, can you see her mouth? There's her throat chakras beaming in her third eye as well. It's like she's manifesting the strength of all this. Let's jump into the tarot and see what they're going to tell us here. Are we going to use these, or which cards are we using, Spirit? No, not these. Right, let's use which ones, guys? They want me to use the good tarot. Okay, so thank you to Kate for this deck as well. This is Colette Barron reads the good tarot. Let's see what this tarot set is going to tell us here for Atlas. Let's see what it's going to tell us here about Atlas, please. So what else do we need to know, please, Spirit, for the Comet Atlas that is, you know, obviously going to be going into retrograde around the 26th of April, and the effects, and also the overall effects of when it comes close to Earth around the 23rd of May. What do we need to know about this, please? I feel like people are going to sort of worry about a lot of this stuff. This is not meant to kind of worry you. This is just meant, you've got to remember, everything that we are in is affected by our external, you know, environment, everything. And so if it could be that, you know, there's certain food that is maybe more in abundance. Okay, there's a few cards here that are flown out. Let's have a look. They're just saying take all of the cards. Right, let's have a look here. Someone's manifested. Someone, this is meant to happen, first of all, right? This is very much meant to happen. So first of all, we've got the Page of Air, which is communication, which is observation, social media. Then we've got the Magician. As you can see, the sun and the moon on the Magician's third eye. And then we've got the Messenger of Air, the Knight of Air, the Knight of Swords. And as you can see, the Knight of Swords is fast movement. But can you see, we've got two mental bodies here. We've got a younger mental body and a more mature mental body. The Page of Air is very much kind of gossip and sort of movement and, you know, things that are changing. And then obviously the Knight is quick action. And obviously in between that, we've got the Magician. Pay attention for any false information. I mean, at the moment, there's a million conspiracy theories on absolutely freaking everything. I'm surprised there's not a conspiracy theory on eating food. It's like, and I don't think this is people deliberately, in fact, there's definitely a faction of things that are deliberately being put out there to distract everyone, that's definite. But I think the majority of are people that have been listening to certain things for freaking too long, and they need to go within and check with their own internal systems, their own guides, because a lot of the time it's not the right information. I beat myself up really badly if I am not. I'm a perfectionist, so this drives me mad sometimes. But even then, I you know, I know I'm a human being, and I'm never going to be 100% accurate. That's for me. It's well, I feel like it's impossible. So I try my best. That's it. But there's some that don't do the basics, and I feel like people are going to get caught unaware of this, because we've got 2 of Earth here. This is the 2 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords. It's like, what are you going to choose to do? The Magician feels like very much Gemini energy. There's a recalibration of how people communicate around the internet. There's going to be a lot of confusion and a lot of defensiveness about how people are communicating around the internet. It's going to be there's going to be a balance at question here. There's going to be a balance in question based on, you know, from the 26th of April up until and through the 23rd of May, when it's very close to, because look, this is the 10 of air. This is the 10 of air here. Now, this is the 10 of Swords, which is endings, okay? But can you see, she's like trying to keep a feather afloat. And at some point, one of those feathers is going to touch the floor. Then what? Then what happens? I feel like you might start getting people offering to try and step in to do something. Maybe sort of to, I don't know, move the comet or something. But let's have a look. What is the 10 of air, please? What is coming to an end with this? What is the ending with this? Because this is an ending point. Yeah, 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. So we've got a mental ending, a mental clarity, or a mental confusion, a mental battle. Because look, now we've got pretty much every air element. This is very much Gemini energy. And then we've now got the 10 of Water. So people are going to be in their emotions, in their head, and they're going to be in a mix between the two, where, because look, I feel like you're either going to try and, this is a test, I'm going to just be real. It's like, what do you want to manifest? Do you want to manifest calm, or do you want to manifest panic? Because look, the 10 of air, she is trying to keep the feathers afloat here, and we all know one of those feathers is going to touch, and then what? It's done, isn't it? You can't sit there forever blowing feathers around, and at some point one's going to touch the floor and it's over. That's a lot of effort. You know what I mean? And then you've also got, on the polar opposite, the 10 of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment. And as you can see, this is the laughing Buddha. The laughing Buddha is someone or an entity that is an observation of what's going on, and just let it ride, you know. I feel like people are going to be either in one or the other. They're either going to be like, haha, totally detached and like, haha, don't care, you know, just doing my own thing. Or they're going to be trying to step in and do something about it, and don't let it come here, and I wonder if it's going to do this. What about the middle ground? Why are we not in the middle ground with this? Because again, don't forget, this is Gemini energy, because we're in Gemini season, especially around the 23rd of May, when it's very close to Earth, which is going to be reflecting that energy back to us. This energy is going to be bringing those two things. So make a note in your diaries around the 23rd of May. If you're feeling either extremely detached or extremely anxious, is it this item? Because the answer for me would be yes, partially yes. This is the test. This is to you've got to remember, if we're sat in fear, what are we manifesting here? What are we manifesting here? We've got the Magician. This is the grand order of what is, or of what is. And if you've got the Messenger of Air, the Knight of Air, and the Page of Air here, this is about, look, surrender. 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 She knows. And this is a trust that's been given, because this Magician here, now don't forget the Fool is the first card in the Major Arcana, and the Magician is the second. So once the leap of faith has been taken, the Magician steps in to alchemize. This is an alchemizing effect that's taking place. And again, with the Two of Earth, there's a recalibration here between two elements that are needing to be combined. Don't forget, we need to have a cohesion here, because at the moment there isn't much. And then the Seven of Air is usually defensiveness. Now obviously in this card, as you can see, she's one with the birds. She's reaching the higher elements, the higher realms, and is starting to transition into that kind of non-resistant energy. Especially when you get to the Eight of Swords, that's that mental getting trapped in the brain. But the Seven of Swords is usually that kind of defensiveness energy. Don't fall into that. They're saying don't fall into that energy. It's I don't know why they're saying this, but it's a time loop. Especially whatever you're manifesting at this point, I feel will set the scene. Just be very aware of your thoughts. I would be very, very, very aware of my thoughts around. Yeah, look, the Eight of Cups. So this is, can you see, we've got the Page of Air with the Two of Earth. So again, it's not sure whether to surrender, not sure what to do, sort of juggling the options. We've got Magician, Seven of Air, a manifestation of actually what always was. And because Six of Swords is always about kind of transitioning into that new journey, isn't it? Moving on to calmer waters. And the Seven of Swords is usually, let me just check that. Why do I feel like they're trying to show me the Seven of Swords in a traditional tarot deck? Why do I feel like they're trying to show me this? Yeah, it's about theft, isn't it? Yeah, it's about theft. And just sort of, I knew they were trying to show me that the tarot deck. They're like, no, this is what we're trying to show you. Thank you, Spirit, because I'd have just been waffling on then. Yeah, this is, look, the sleight of hand, the injustices, the deceit. This is about to be reconciled, because you can't, look, you've got the Seven of Swords with the Magician, right? Now, personally, when you've also got the Knight of Swords with the Eight of Cups afterwards, fast moving removal of things that don't serve. Very fast moving removal of things that do not serve a purpose, that are meant to be said goodbye to. And a closure of what once was ready for emotional abundance. I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like people are about to be taught something, and it's not us, it's not the little guy who's sat, you know, trying to peddle through his job, her job, trying to be an essential key worker and keep the country afloat. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the total dickheads who have played with some frickin' genetic DNA shit, released it as a biochemical weapon, and then now everyone's dealing with this shit. So my guides are like, calm down. I'm not calm, like, what do because this is, you can't, like, what is this? That, you know, people playing games with stuff they don't get. They don't realise that there's someone else is in charge here. We are not God. We're not, who are we to sit and go, right, I'm going to take this bit of DNA and I'm going to release it amongst these people and I'm going to try and reduce the population. Oh no. No, that's not going to work for us, I'm afraid. Especially not these guys upstairs. That's not how they roll. Because then I'm just going to FYI that. They've just said it certainly isn't. So someone is pissed right now. Because I feel like someone has taken this so beyond the universal laws. And there are universal laws. It's like they've released it to see what people are going to do. They've allowed this to go. Because it's like, let's observe what they actually do about this. Is there a balance? Are they going to correct this course of action? And of course, I feel like Spirit are like, no, they're kind of megalomaniacs, you know. I'm just hearing course correction. And I kind of feel like it's being humoured a little bit, because I feel like this is, again, it's a test. Bottom of the deck, full on the reverse, full. Taking a leap of faith. And as you can see, she's blowing a trumpet. The Fool is the beginning. Now this is usually the angelic realms here, and they have eyes and ears everywhere. I'll be honest with you, these guys do not play, and any of these injustices that's going on with these people, with these illnesses, with it, like, that's not going to slide. But let's have a look more into Atlas. What else can you tell us, please, about Atlas, Spirit? What else do we need to know? I feel like Atlas is here to bring us a bit of a frickin' break, if I'm totally honest with you. But let's have a look. What is Atlas here to bring? Keeper of the secrets. This is the High Priestess. Now, as you can see, she's got a seal on her third eye here. This is an unlocking process. I'm going to be really honest with you. We've got now the Magician and the High Priestess. These are not playing. This is like the big guns, right? What was once stolen will be returned. What was once theirs will be yours. Everything is as it should be. They're just saying the test has been completed. Okay, I've got goosebumps, and the results are in. These guys are not playing. These guys are not playing. You cannot have light without dark. You cannot. And at the moment, they've been given an option to transmute that energy into light, and they're not taking it. And I'm a bit scared. I'm not scared for me or you guys. I'm scared for the people that are the greedy ones, that are we've discovered that are the greedy ones. It's like the lights are being shone onto certain individuals, and it's like awkward, because this is the problem. I know how these guys work, and they do not mess around. And there is something very obviously, this is a natural. Atlas is the world. Atlas is the Titan that carries the world. You've got to remember, look at the Greek myth. Like, they didn't name it Atlas just because, like, oh, we've run out of names here. Let's call it frickin' Bob. You know what I mean? It's like they didn't do that. To hold up the celestial heavens for eternity. Atlas was a Titan god who bore the sky aloft. He personified the equality of endurance. Atlas was the leader of the Titans in their war against Zeus, and after their defeat, he was condemned to carry the heavens upon his shoulders. So this is someone who has a burden. It's like there's a burden here. Someone is being made responsible for everything that is, and it's not Atlas. It's like Atlas is coming to pass the baton, you know. What is the... Oh, we've got another card that flipped here. Yeah, we've got the Three of Pentacles. We've got the Three of Pentacles. There's a lot of soul contracts here that are going to be ignited around this time. What is that? She's holding two coins. She's holding one in her heart, and she's holding one out. And she's giving one. So she's got one and she's giving one. The other one is in the earth. Can you see it's lodged beneath her feet? There's another one here that's lodged just inside of the earth here. But the other two, she's carrying one and she's got one in her heart. One is part of her, one's underneath her, and one's outside of her. I'm just hearing she's coming into full alignment. This is going to have the opposite effect for some people. It's going to bring a lot of people into alignment, this whole thing. But because of past... Do you remember when I said last year that with Lilith and obviously Chiron, we've got April is going to be like the karmic cleanse. And I said, we're being observed, we're being watched, we're being observed, we're being watched. This is a test. And again, I'm gonna, if you want to look at my 2020, what's going to happen for this year for you, that's probably a good call to make and watch that as well, because it's a pick a card video. This is between the period when this happened and May, June. What did you do? Did you money grab? Were you the miser? Were you the mean person? Were you the person that was like, I don't have time for anyone, or I'm going to slag my friend off behind her back about her work because I'm that kind of a human being? What was the situation? If you were the person that supported your friends, you were the person that was helping people, you were the person that was kind and considerate, this is you coming into alignment. If you were the Wally who decided because you wanted to elevate yourself because you feel whatever warped way you view yourself, it's bringing that out more. There's a collapse coming here. You're going to start seeing things collapsing, and I'm not going to sit and go, oh, yeah, everything's going to collapse within a day, because look, realistically, between now and 2024, be real here. This is when the old systems are really kind of closing down, right? So we have to start somewhere, but it's not going to happen. Rome was not built in a day. We have to remember that. And if you don't know what that means, it just means that we have to honour that everything that is worth its weight in gold, it takes time, okay? And we have to acknowledge that. And it means that we have to build the foundations right. Now, personally, I'm not in a rush. The only thing I'm concerned about is getting all my things that I want to do fitted in, because I've got so much I want to do right now that I'm busy, you know. For the rest of you guys, just pass it on, you know, lend a hand, pay it forward, be kind, be considerate, look after yourself. Obviously, top your cup up first, but always extend to people as best you can. If you're not in a position to, obviously that's fair enough, but if you can and you feel like you want to, then go for it, because it's like, it's not about doing it for a reward. It's like following your heart. Just do it for you. If you feel like this fills you with passion, then do it. If you feel like you're doing it just for sake of getting a few brownie points, don't, because they're not stupid. They can see through that as well, you know. Like, let's be real here. So, but it's about balancing all this out. And don't get me wrong, if you're continuously extending the hand out and people are like smacking it away and just don't care, then that's different. Don't keep doing that. There has to be balance in all things. But this is about, look, 8 of Earth. This is about work. There's work here that's coming to fruition. It's like the repayment is on its way. The rebalancing, the recalibration is, oh my goodness, off. And again, the harvest. She's holding the harvest in her hand. She's reaped the rewards. This is the Empress. This is like the divine feminine. She's in her flow. She's in her flow. This is like total an embodiment of the divine feminine, the goddess that is the I am presence. It's like she's a one. And it's not, she's not, you know, in this competitive rubbish. You know, it's like she's at one with this. She's working with the earth. She's working with the elements. She's working with the heavens. She's working with herself and her alignment and all things internal and external. Bottom of the deck, 5 of wands. Sorry, 5 of water. This is 5 of cups. This is about removing disappointment. And as you can see, she's in a shell. She's resigning. She's just kind of letting this flow. There's a natural flow to this that she's kind of working with. She's encompassing that as best she can. What is Atlas, please, Spirit? Atlas is justice. Justice is you're going to start seeing the first part of justice coming into alignment here. You're going to start seeing it. Now, again, 23rd of May is when this is closest to Earth. Okay, now, is it going to be after that? Possibly. I think you're going to see the effects until at least September. And then we have a new thing coming, because it never ends. But it is closest to Earth. as I say, 23rd of May, and it goes into direct. Was it direct or retrograde? It goes into retrograde 26th of April. Let's pull. What do I want to pull here? What do I want to do with the... You want me to go to Nature's Whispers, don't you? What, Queen of the Moon or Nature's Whispers? What is it? I can never make my mind up. What one are we doing? Go with both, right? Let's pull some oracle cards here to end this. What can you tell us? Outcome of oracle. What is the oracle? What is the outcome of Atlas, please? What is the outcome of Atlas? Both, you know, going into retrograde and then passing direct in, next to Earth. What is the outcome for this? What is the outcome, please? Why do I feel like there's two cards? So we've got new experiences and possibilities. Woman that is essentially on a horse that's just kind of savouring that. Look at this energy here. This is like freaking insane energy. This is abundance. This is like, but you guys, I mean, look, this is about abundant energy. This is not about being cruel, and this is rewards of being in your heart centre and acting kindly. I feel this is rewards. This is a lot of rewards. It's like I just keep seeing this pass the baton. It's like we're about to shift into a more balanced domain where it's not fueled by dark, it is led by light. What is the outcome to Atlas, please? What is the outcome? What is the outcome to Atlas? What is the outcome, please? What is the outcome? What is the outcome to Atlas? They just said fuel. What? They're gonna get. I feel like they're gonna try and harness energy from this thing to bring something back. You know, when I'm sure Trump announced going to the moon to harness the moon's energy. Why do I feel like they're going to try and do it with this thing as well? Harvest moon fruition. They're going to harvest this energy. There's something about this energy that they're going to try and harvest. It's connected to the moon. It's like that time when the moon, it passes the moon on the 25th of April. Is it the moon? Or it comes into a conjunction with the moon on the 25th of April and then goes direct, or is it retrograde? Let me just check that. I can't remember which is which now. Sorry guys. When I'm channeling, I tend to forget the details because I'm just giving the information. It's flipped. It's like a switch that's flipped. That's how they're explaining it to me. Obviously I'm no astrophysicist and I'm not a professional astrologer either, guys, just an FYI. I'm really not a professional astrologer. Have I studied astrology since I was 13? Yes. Am I passionate about astrology? Yes. Am I a traditional astrologer? No. Do I intuitively read astrology? Yes. That is definitely what I do. Let's go back into sorry guys, apologies before, just so I don't want to give the wrong information is all. Just want to make sure I'm getting everything as per how it needs to be sort of communicated. Atlas. I was thinking how to spell Atlas then. Atlas. Yeah. Don't know why I said that like that. No idea. Right, so it's currently not in retrograde, and it will be from the 26th of April. So it is going into retrograde on the 26th. Right, one more they're saying. What else can you tell me? Wow. Don't fear it. There's no fear needed here. This is not to be feared. This is not to be feared, all right? This is not about sort of trying to put fear into everyone. This is a fear in reverse. So, and again, bottom of the deck is trust. Bottom of the deck is trust, and as you can see, you've got the egg moon there. There's a bird that's sat on a nest with an egg underneath it. This is birthing something new. This is birthing an alternative reality, because obviously it's in Gemini. So Geminis are that light and dark. It's like a dualistic. So it's going to flip the predominant power on this planet that was dark, if I'm totally honest with you. That's coming out of that now, based on this trajectory of this comet. Nothing should be feared. I'm not getting anything. They're saying it should be embraced. This is a positive thing. And probably why they haven't announced it on the press, because, I mean, God forbid anyone gives any good news, you know. So, as I say, guys, this was your reading on Atlas, the comet that is due to pass the Earth on the 23rd of May, that is about to go into retrograde on the 26th of April, and how it affects us. Thank you for liking, watching. Thank you for all your shares, subscriptions and likes as well. If you want a personalised reading, information is in the description box below. Hope you're all taking good care of yourselves. I hope you had a wonderful Easter, and till next time. Oh, lives are going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. There's going to be one early out of those days, and then the rest will be between 6 and 8 p.m. British Standard Time. Take care, guys.